PC or console? This is a question that must get asked thousands of times every single day, with strengths and weaknesses, price points, convenience, graphics, all of these things brought into the equation. But either way, you can get an outstanding gaming experience, as all options are good options. Except that at the moment, we're currently in the build up to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, as both are arriving a little bit later this year. So the question is it worth waiting for one of those consoles or grabbing a PC today? Let me start by saying that both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X will almost certainly be awesome, and a huge step forward in terms of graphics, speed and resolution. Gaming at 4K 60 looks to be incredibly likely, with the possibility of some games and applications even running at higher resolutions and frame rates. This means that once again, if you want to get the most out of these machines, a TV upgrade may well be on the cards, though I'd certainly wait to see exactly how many games will run faster than 60 frames a second before making a purchase. And of course, this is all made possible thanks to the increased specifications that we're going to see on both of these machines. So we're looking at things like better RAM, better processing, better graphics. But the thing that I think may go under the radar for a lot of people, but actually bring you a lot of benefits, is if Sony and Microsoft actually choose to put SSDs or solid state drives within their new machines, because this will give you better load times, better install times, and better update times all across the board, and it'll be fantastic. The reason for this all comes down to the fact that flash storage prices have actually come down massively since 2012, with 1TB SSDs actually now available for around about £100 a pop, which is about 4 to 5 times less than you'll find at the launch of the Xbox One. The main downside to this though would be the lower capacities when you compare them to hard drives, which with more and more games actually passing the 100GB mark will actually require you to do a lot of deleting and then re-downloading just to keep on top of it all. If you do want to see the difference that an SSD can actually make to your console though, I actually just did a video all about upgrading my PlayStation 4 Pro with a SATA SSD, and you can find this in the top right hand corner of your screen, and trust me, the results are actually a lot more impressive than you might think. The next consoles are almost certainly bound to bring new ways to play. The PlayStation 4 brought a controller with a light bar, Xbox One brought a bit more to the party with Kinect and TV integration, and then both of these came out a little bit gimmicky, with VR coming at a later stage. So no matter what gets promised on stage, maybe do take it with a grain of salt, as it might not be quite as game-changing as they'd have you believe. The bigger picture is that this is all actually part of a cycle, and we say the same sort of things every 7 to 8 years. We're expecting these new machines, there's a lot of hype for them, but realistically the main things I think that you can expect are better graphics, maybe a few new mechanics as the sort of specifications allow for games to actually do more things than before, but then realistically you do get a couple of new ways to play and a few gimmicks along the way. And if you watch my video from around about 8 years ago about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, you'll probably find me saying the same things. So what if you want to just end this generation of consoles forever and sort of break the cycle? Well, you'd need to go for a PC. But what does that sort of entail? What does it bring you, and what are the pros and the cons? Well, the PC doesn't have generation cycles. Instead, we just get new games and then new hardware that comes out every year or so. And this is why we've had 4K gaming for years and years. But then, like all the latest tech, cutting edge does face a very high price of entry, and is exactly why PC gaming has such an expensive reputation. But that doesn't mean that it has to. I mean, just look at the £750 gaming PC that I put together last week, for instance. It's very true to say that to get the best of what PC has to offer, you do have to inject a fair wad of cash, but that doesn't mean that you need to. Because you see, the main benefits of PC gaming is all about flexibility. You don't have anyone telling you specifically how to play a game or what you need to play it on, it's all at your discretion. This means that the choice of controller or mouse and keyboard, 4K or 1080p, ultra-wide or high refresh rate, it's all up for grabs and the choice is all on you. The biggest strength of the consoles is also its biggest weakness. Everyone has the same hardware. This means that the game developers can actually squeeze as much out of the consoles as possible, with arguably a higher degree of efficiency than you'd get from PC gaming. All of the internal testing is ultimately going to be replicated by the end user, as they're using the same machine. whereas a PC gamer could actually be using any combination of software and hardware, which does make bug-free gaming almost impossible, and PC patches are often required to get the best experience. But it's this choice of hardware that not only makes the PC so special, but it's what enables you to choose the frame rate, resolution, and all of those graphics options that really meets your needs. You don't have anyone telling you what to do, and you don't have to play the game exactly as the developer had in mind. If you want to run at a higher frame rate with lower settings, you can do that. But likewise, if you just want to crank everything to max and sort of see what the best of gaming can be, then likewise, you can do that. It's all up to you. That's a quick overview then of what you can expect on the next generation of consoles versus the PC platform. But let's talk about the deciding factor for many: costs. And typically, I'd say that the £800 to £1,500 price mark is probably going to be the sweet spot for maxing out all of those advantages of PC gaming without going so overboard that you just almost forgot why you started gaming in the first place. The next generation of consoles, meanwhile, will probably be around about the £500 mark. They could be a little bit less, could be a bit more, but you will have a few extra taxes, shall we say, which will be things like very high-priced games for the first 6 months to a year because there aren't many of them, people fight over them, it's weird. If you want to play with a friend, you'll need to get an extra controller, but you could argue this, I suppose, about PC. And then you're also going to get a few other things like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live that will add, of course, all of those expenses onto the console. So let's call it £600 versus a very reasonably priced PC for around about £1,000. Assuming that each console will run most games at 4K between 60 and 30 frames a second, and our £1,000 PC contains an RTX 2070, performance-wise, you're actually looking at a fairly similar level of fidelity. You'll just be getting the optimization and flexibility differences as we discussed earlier. All in all, I think that if you are saving up for a brand new dedicated gaming machine, it's probably worth waiting a little bit just to see how the dust settles, shall we say, just so we get a bit more information on the consoles. And even right up to the day of launch, we're not going to know exactly how well these games will actually run until we get them in the hands of independent reviewers like myself, and we can see exactly what they're made of and how they perform. If you are going to go out and buy something today, a PC is guaranteed to last a lot longer. You can upgrade it yourself. You're not bound to worrying about backwards compatibility. You can play games from donkey's year ago if you like. And obviously, I'm a bit biased, right? This is a PC gaming channel. But I'm really excited actually to get the next generation consoles in-house and start testing them. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. Are you avidly waiting the next generation of consoles? Do you think that us PC gamers are actually going to be very, very surprised by the performance and we're going to be paying through the noses for actually a worse experience? Really interested to hear your thoughts on this one. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It helps out so much you wouldn't believe. Get subscribed for more videos just like this and the review, of course, of those consoles as they come out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.